And hello, one and all, and welcome to my review of last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, the November 9th edition of Raw. Last night's episode was pre-taped from Manchester in the United Kingdom. So, there was a lot of questions going into last night's episode of Raw. How would the tournament for the WWE Heavyweight Championship turn out to be? And sure enough, we kick things off with Triple H making his way to the ring, and he begins to cut a promo, and I thought it was a very good promo about how, Seth Rollins' injury, how it was ill-timed, and how much of a good champion representative for the authority that Seth Rollins was. And as Triple H was going on, eventually he said, "I'd like to call out Roman Reigns." Reigns made his way down to the ring, and Triple H and Reigns had a very interesting segment. Triple H said, "You were the number one contender. You already earned it. You won that Fatal 4-Way match. You always came so close to winning this title. Brock Lesnar, winning the Royal Rumble, just having it taken away from you. But this could all go away. You don't even have to earn your way in this new tournament. I could just give you the title right now, and you could be the new WWE champion. All you have to do is become the authority's new golden boy, the new chosen one." And of course, Reigns, I liked actually how he didn't say much until the end. That way, since he's not the best on the mic, what he said really made an impact. He's like, "No, I'm not going to do it. I've always done it my way, the right way." And he pretty much told Triple H off. So then Triple H was like, "All right, well, I should have known. That's why the authority really never considered you as being, their guy. That's why we picked Seth Rollins. And if you want to make it through the tournament, you're going to have to beat his guy." And the Big Show came out, and not a good way to start the for your opening contest. Big Show versus Roman Reigns. Was glad to see Reigns beat Big Show. It wouldn't have made sense any other way. I've never been a fan of. I liked their match at Extreme Rules. I thought that was the best match on the show. But there are other matches I really felt haven't been there. And if you've seen one of their matches, you've seen them all. So this match, Reigns gets the victory after he, gets the spear and hits him with the Superman punch and then hits him with the spear. So for our first round bracket matches, it was Reigns and Big Show, Cesaro versus Sheamus, Del Rio versus Stardust, Kalisto versus Ryback, Titus O'Neil versus Kevin Owens, Neville versus King Barrett, Ziggler versus Miz, and Ambrose versus Breeze. Now, in tonight's episode of Raw, we had Reigns versus Big Show, Cesaro versus Sheamus, Titus O'Neil versus Kevin Owens, Ziggler versus Miz, and Ambrose versus Tyler Breeze. So those 5 matches took place on Raw. And actually, they're going to be having Del Rio versus Stardust, Kalisto versus Ryback, and Neville versus Barrett take place on SmackDown this week. So, for the first time in a long time, I might actually give you a SmackDown review. I haven't watched SmackDown in months because, shout out to Solomonster, great podcast, The Sound Off. If it happened on SmackDown, it didn't happen because WWE usually doesn't put much effort into SmackDown. But now I actually have a reason to watch. And it's also reported that The Undertaker will be there as well. So SmackDown actually looks interesting this week. So those were our first round tournament matches. Then we have Kevin Owens come out. And he cuts this really good promo. Kevin Owens needs more mic time on Raw. He said he's a prize fighter. How he's, it's just Kevin Owens being Kevin Owens. He's the man. He said he could become the first, well, maybe not the first, but he could become the WWE World Heavyweight Champ and Intercontinental Champion if he is able to win this tournament. And I really like this promo that Owens cut. He's like, we're tired of the same old stuff over and over again, and he's telling you the truth. And I'm like, yes, this is, yeah, he gets it, you know. And then Titus O'Neil makes his way to the ring. And then it's Owens versus Titus. It was an alright match. Nothing too great, but you know, they were going back and forth, and then Owens was eventually able to hit the pop-up powerbomb for the win, and Owens celebrates. So I'm glad to see Kevin Owens moving on, and I could see him going possibly all the way to the finals. So it was good seeing him get the win here. Then we have a backstage promo with Paige, who says she's taking on Becky Lynch tonight, which I was excited for. I think, well, we'll get to the match in a little bit. But Paige says she's going to make it through. She's going to beat Becky, and then she's going to beat Charlotte for the Divas Championship. And then it's Paige versus Becky Lynch. Paige gets a nice pop from the crowd. Yeah, she's from the United Kingdom. They have an okay match. I wish they would have gotten a little bit more time. There were some nice spots here and there, such as when Paige had Becky in the Indomitable stretch, and then Becky reversed it. But Paige tried to get the PTO locked in. However, Becky was able to counter out of that. Paige tries to roll up Lynch, but Lynch counters that roll up with another one. And she's able to pick up the victory. So I was surprised to see Becky get the win. And then afterwards, Paige begins to beat Becky down. And then she throws her into the announce table. While on top of the announce table, Paige locks in Becky into the PTO. Becky's tapping out, and then Charlotte runs down to attempt to make the save for her friend. So I like the beatdown at the end. The match was okay. If it had more time, it could have been better. So yeah, that was that. Then we had another first round tournament matchup. We had The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. It was an okay match. I've seen these guys have better. But once again, I was happy with Ziggler getting the win. You know, as we all know, Dolph Ziggler, very good seller. He took a lot of punishment early on in the match. Eventually starting to make that comeback, you know. And the way that Ziggler won this match really surprised me. Ziggler, Miz locked him in with the figure four. Ziggler was able to break out of it. And then he hits a super kick, and that's how he beats The Miz. Now, if somebody could tell me, I don't remember the last time Dolph Ziggler won a match with a super kick. I mean, I can't remember, so it was nice to see them change things up, because I feel like the super kick doesn't mean much as it used to anymore, because you have everybody pretty much doing it. And, but it was nice to see Ziggler win with another move other than the zigzag and the Famouser. So, Dolph Ziggler was your winner. Then we had Del Rio and Coulter. They came out and they talked about Mex America and how, you know, they were in London and pretty much were there to run down the English. And then they said that Del Rio would be in action on SmackDown against Stardust in a first round matchup. I was going to give this pairing a chance, and I thought it could work. I still don't feel like they're clicking together, Del Rio and Coulter. I mean, it's just like two opposites, and they don't really, you know, it's not really working right now, and I don't know. I don't really want to see Swagger versus Del Rio for the U.S. title. I don't know. Not really sure what they're doing with Del Rio right now, and hopefully they figure something out, because this promo really wasn't anything special. Then we had Naomi versus Natalia. Um, Naomi was able to get a near fall and put Natalia in a headlock. It looked like members of Team Bad were going to get involved and cost Natalia the match. However, Natalia was able to fight off Banks and Tamina, and she was able to roll up Naomi for the win. However, after the match, when she received a beatdown from Sasha Banks, she tried to lock her into with the Banks statement. Naomi countered and put her into the sharpshooter, but Tamina kicked Naomi in the face, and then Banks was able to lock Natalia in with the Banks statement. So it wasn't too much. It wasn't a good match. Nothing too special to say from Naomi versus Natalia. But it was great to see that Sasha was over with the UK crowd. The "We Want Sasha" chants were going strong. And then after that, we have another first round match in the WWE Heavyweight Championship Tournament. And this was my favorite match of the night. It was Cesaro versus Sheamus. Wow, these guys, I knew they had the ability to put on a good match, and they most certainly did. Just a lot of good back and forth here. Cesaro with his uppercuts, the way, he was able to counter and move by move for Sheamus. The way him and Sheamus went over the top ropes, it was another nice spot. Cesaro was able to land on his feet. And it was a very hard-hitting, physical match. These two guys, they work a very physical style. So they complemented each other well. And then it looked like Cesaro wasn't going to be able to make it back in for the 10 count, but he just barely made it in there. Cesaro tried to lock in the sharpshooter, but Sheamus had made it to the rope, so Cesaro had the break. Cesaro hit a nice drop kick on Sheamus. It was really well done. And then there was a scuffle between Barrett, who was at ringside, Barrett and the soccer player, what's his name? Wayne Rooney. And then Rooney slapped Barrett, and this led to Sheamus and Barrett having a little bit of an argument back and forth between Rooney. And then when Sheamus got back into the ring, Cesaro rolled Sheamus up, and he got the victory. So what a great match. Cesaro was so over with the crowd. The Cesaro section continues to grow week in and week out. And next week, we'll get to the matches next week that we will see on Raw. Then we had another match that I enjoyed. It was Dean Ambrose versus Tyler Breeze. Before the match, Breeze cut a promo saying that he'll make easy, quick work of Ambrose, and that he's nothing more than pretty much a lunatic, and they pretty much look down upon Ambrose. They were like, "Ugh, we're so much better than him," and Breeze made his way to the ring for his debut match on the main roster, and I thought these guys, given the amount of time that they put on a pretty fun match. Eventually, it started off slow, but eventually it got going. Ambrose, once he started hitting those clotheslines, drop kicks, what have you. Breeze looked pretty good in this match, despite not being able to get the victory. I thought he got in a lot of offense on Ambrose, and Ambrose was able to get the win via roll up. And so I don't think it hurt Breeze at all. He'll be fine. And I'm glad to see Ambrose was the right guy to advance here. He's just awesome. He's a great character. I want to see him succeed. I'd love to see him go all the way to the finals. That's my prediction. I'm predicting Reigns versus Ambrose in the finals. That would be tremendous. And this was a fun match between the two. Then we had the New Day come out, who were over with the crowd, of course, because New Day rocks. And they cut this great promo. They were like, no New Day in the tournament? You know, what is this? And then they were like, we got to send Unicorn Magic Love to Seth Rollins, you know, our fallen comrade. And they also called out Harry Potter. They're like, nobody likes Harry Potter. And I'm like, what? Harry Potter's awesome. And it's just like the New Day, when they're out there, they just have so much fun. And then Neville made his way to the ring, and the Usos. So it was the Usos and Neville taking on the New Day. This was a fun 6-man tag. I enjoyed it. It was good seeing the Usos again after they made the return last week. A lot of high flying, back and forth action. A good spot in the match was when the Usos did their over the top rope dive onto the members of the New Day, and then Neville went up to the top rope and he did a backflip onto all the members of the New Day and the Usos, laying everybody out. That was pretty good. And then the Usos hit double super kicks to Big E and Kofi. And then it looked like Neville was going to get the victory after he got on the top rope. However, Xavier Woods used the ropes to his advantage and was able to get the pinfall and victory by pinning Neville. So the New Day beat the Usos and Neville. And then finally, they were building up the entire night. It's going to be Bray Wyatt giving a eulogy of The Undertaker and Kane. And it was great hearing the crowd when Bray made his entrance. They sung, "He's got the whole world in his hands." It's been so long since we've heard that. Wyatt said that The Undertaker and Kane are done. They're burned. Their powers now belong to him. And he keeps going on and on. It was a really good promo. And then a video begins to play on the Titantron, and it's a video of The Undertaker and Kane showing all the devastation that the Brothers of Destruction have accomplished. And the lights go out. Then the Undertaker's gong hits, and I lose my mind. I'm like, yes, here they are. And the Undertaker and Kane make their way to the ring. Badass. Wow. That was great. And then they get in the ring and confront Bray Wyatt. And the place is going nuts. They're chanting, "This is awesome." And it was awesome. And then the lights go out again. The Wyatt family music hits. And then it's Harper, Strowman, and Rowan. And then Harper and Rowan begin to attack Kane and The Undertaker, but they're able to hit 2 choke slams, one on Rowan, one on Harper. And then Strowman gets in the ring, and it comes face to face to The Undertaker and Kane. Strowman knocks him down, but Kane and The Undertaker sit up, and then they throw Strowman over. They take him out of the ring and throw him over the announce table. And then they're going to go for Wyatt, and then they hit a double choke slam on Bray Wyatt. So it was badass, certainly to say the least, to see the Brothers of Destruction come face to face with the Wyatt family and lay them out. I'm interested to see if they have, is it going to be a 2-on-4 or is it going to be 4-on-4? I'm not sure how they're going to do this Brothers of Destruction versus Wyatt family match at Survivor Series. It'll be very interesting to see. This was a great way to end Raw. Overall, it was not too bad of an edition of Raw. I'm going to give it a C+ based on that ending. It was an average show. It had some good matches, some good moments. And yeah, next week, before I end this video off, it has already been announced that these matches will be taking place. Here we go. These matches, I'm assuming, these 2 are definitely taking place on Raw. Next week, it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. Can't wait for that match. Oh, man, that's so excited for that match. Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose. That could be another good match. And then I'm assuming we'll have 2 other matches. The winners of Del Rio versus Stardust and Kalisto versus Ryback. And then Owens will face either Neville or Barrett. And if it's Neville and Owens, wow, man, those would be 3 really good matches to have on Raw next week. So I've really been enjoying the hype to Survivor Series, and one more week to go, and it's hard to believe it's already here. So yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on Raw. Let me know down below in the comments section what you thought of Raw last night. Please click that like and subscribe button. I'm up to 27 subs. Thank you to all my new subs and existing subscribers. Without you, this channel would not be growing. So you guys are awesome. And yeah, that's all I've got to say. And with that, I am out. Peace.